Hey guys, welcome to a new video, yay! Today is something very different. I haven't done something like this before, so I'm hoping this works. And it is a new segment I'm going to do, and yeah, so I'm just going to explain it for a little bit before I continue with the video. So, basically in this video, what I'll be doing is I will be telling you what movies I watched throughout the month, basically. That's basically just as a video. So yeah, I'll just explain like if I liked the movie, my review on it, and yes, I'm hoping to do this at the end of every month, and I will be creating a playlist for it so you can watch it as each month goes on. But yeah, so this video is the movies I watched in January. So the camera angle might have changed because I had my lunch and my battery was down on my camera, so the camera angle might have changed and everything might have changed. But so at the very top of my pile, it's not really a movie. It's kind of like a movie. It's a TV special, but it was spanned across 3 different TV shows, so they made it a full-length one altogether on a disc. And that is the DC Invasion episode, which included Supergirl, Arrow, The Flash, and the DC Legends of Tomorrow. I think it was only on... yeah, it was only on 3 TV shows, and that was The Flash, Arrow, and DC Legends of Tomorrow. Supergirl just happened to appear in it. So this was the first ever major crossover with practically all the characters. And I love this crossover. I love the most recent one though. Loved the most recent one. The Crisis on Earth X. That was absolutely brilliant. And I hope they do the same thing as they did with the Invasion episode, where they put it all onto one disc. But yeah, I love crossover episodes. They're absolutely the best, especially with these shows, because the DC Universe shows are my absolute favourite. Next one is one I didn't get to see in the cinema at the time, but I wish I did. But I'm glad I got to watch it at home, because then I could pause it and I didn't miss anything. And that is The Hitman's Bodyguard, which stars Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson. I definitely recommend this film to anyone who loves comedy, who loves action, or just loves these two overall, because I mean, it's Deadpool and it's Samuel L. Jackson. I mean, come on. This film was hilarious. I love Samuel L. Jackson's character, and Ryan Reynolds' character was hilarious as well, when he was just like, he had enough of the whole protecting the bodyguard, and oh, it's hilarious. But the gist of this film is basically Ryan Reynolds used to be a secret agent kind of thing. He used to protect people, and now he has to protect a assassin basically. The next one is one that I have watched a couple of times already, but the soundtrack on this film is absolutely amazing. I've got it on my iPod and I can't stop listening to it. And that is the film Baby Driver, which stars Ansel Elgort, Kevin Spacey, Lily James, Isa Gonzalez, Jon Hamm, and Jamie Foxx. Love this film, and a little fact about this film is that the soundtrack was fitted with the film, so they made sure that the music went with the action in the film, and it was just, I love this film. I think it's just the soundtrack that made me love this film, I think. Next one is a comedy sequel. I have seen both for the first one and this one, but I've only watched the second one this month, and that is Ride Along 2 with Ice Cube and Kevin Hart. This is hilarious. I mean, Ride Along 1 was hilarious, but Ride Along 2 was definitely hilarious. Next one is one of my absolutely favourite films of all time, and I spoke about this in a previous video, and I spoke about it quite a lot. I even have a collection video for it, which I'll put in the link down below, and that is Labyrinth. Sorry, my voice is going to be going quite a bit because I have just recently gotten over a cold, but it's still lingering. It's like it's slowly going and it's affecting my voice a little bit. The next one was a recommendation to me from a friend, and I'm glad I actually watched it. I never would have watched this, but I'm glad I did. And that is Dodgeball, starring Vince Vaughn and Ben Stiller. This is actually pretty funny. So basically this one's about 2 rival gyms coming together, well not coming together, going against each other at a dodgeball tournament. The next one, I just really fancied watching something really girly, because all those ones that I've got there were very action-packed, very like very funny films, and I thought, you know what, why not go for something a little bit more girly, still funny, but a little bit more girly, and that is Sydney White. So this is a different take on the Snow White story, kind of, like set in college this time. But yeah, it stars Amanda Bynes, and this is one of the films I actually like that she's done. And yeah, this film's quite funny, it's quite good as well, and it shows about indifference and everything else, and yeah, so basically I would recommend this for a girly night in. The next one is my, I've got 2 animated films on this one. Well, one of them's half animated. But this one I watched over a friend's house during a sleepover because we didn't know what to watch, and I was just like, for some reason, one of the quotes in the film just kept popping in my head whilst I was over there, so I was like, can you please watch it, can you please watch it? And that is Home, which stars Jim Parsons. Love this film, and I love it when he's like, can I come into the out now? That's hilarious. I love O. O is just like the best character in this film. The next one I hadn't seen in the cinema, and I haven't even seen the original yet. I keep meaning to, but the original is like 3 hours long. I can watch Titanic for 3 hours, that's fine, because I love that film. But because I haven't seen this one, I'm not quite sure if I want to watch it for 3 hours. But I might do, since I've just watched the remake. And yeah, there was some really creepy moments in this, I must admit. It was creepy for me. I don't know about anybody else, but for me it was. And that is the new It film. Especially to do with Georgie, and also the bit right near the end as well. I won't spoil it, but I think everybody knows about it anyway. It's that meme where he's doing that, where he's dancing up and I don't know why, that just put me off. The next one is another one I got recommended from a friend, which I never would have watched, but one of the clips from this film is in one of my games that I've got at the top there, one of my Seen It games, and I always wondered what film it was, because it never said at the end, like, what film it was, and that is Bedazzled, which stars Brendan Fraser and Elizabeth Hurley. So the gist of this one is basically Elizabeth Hurley's character is the devil, and Brendan Fraser goes to the devil, and he ends up getting 7 wishes. I won't say any more, I won't say what happens or anything like that. I hate it when people spoil movies for me because they give too much away. So that's why I try to shorten down the synopsis, as they say, for each film that I watch when I try to explain it to another person. So yeah, that's basically just the gist of it. I would recommend watching the trailers for all these because they are quite good films and they are a laugh and a half. I think I watched all funny films actually. Makes a change. Apart from it was really that funny. The next one I have and the last one to actually physically show you on camera, because the other 3 I actually don't have on me at the moment. This one, I just randomly wanted to watch. It is a 90s classic for me. I think it was 90s. It was 90s, yay! But yeah, it's a 90s classic for me, and I think it's a 90s classic for everybody else as well. And that is Space Jam with Bugs Bunny and Michael Jordan. Who didn't love this film growing up? I love this film growing up. The last 3 I actually physically don't have on hand on me because 2 of them are in boxes underneath my bed, buried right at the back, and the other one is still showing after so long. It's been showing since Boxing Day last year. It is still going strong. But I'll start with the other 2 first. So one of them was Shallow Hal. That stars Jack Black and I can't remember her name. I really can't. But Shallow Hal is basically Jack Black's character gets hypnotised by this like psychiatrist type actor, and he only sees the beauty within women instead of the beauty on the outside. Which, as if you watch the film, as it goes on, it does show like the different parts of like what other people are seeing and what he's seeing. But it's definitely a hilarious film, and it's definitely a really good film I would recommend to anybody. The second one is House of Wax. That one I only watched last week. That was really, really good actually. I never would have watched something like that, but I had heard of it. Like, I had heard of House of Wax, not the original, the remake that I'm talking about, which stars Chad Michael Murray and a couple of other characters as well, Paris Hilton, and a couple of other characters that I can't remember the names. But yeah, House of Wax is really creepy, really weird, but at the same time it's rather clever how they did it. And my friend recommends me to watch the behind the scenes, so I've only just got the DVD a couple of days ago, so I will watch the behind the scenes. But it was like really weird film, but it was at the same time it was really good. And it did make you think, oh, who's gonna survive, who's gonna die? And it was like, I like those kind of films where you watch at the beginning and you're like, you're gonna die, you're gonna die. You might survive till the end and then die. You two will survive. But yeah, basically I'm starting to really love horror films for some reason. Like, I never used to watch them when I was younger. I mean, Thriller scared me for some reason. I really don't know why. I think it's just the makeup when they're doing the whole transformation thing, and it was like popping everywhere, and I don't know why. Nightmare on Elm Street, I couldn't watch that for so long. Wrong Turn, Hills Have Eyes, all stuff like that I could never watch, but for some reason lately I've been loving watching horror movies, so House of Wax, Nightmare on Elm Street, Scream, Wrong Turn, Saw, like all those films. For some reason I'm actually really getting into It, another one. I've really been getting into my horror films. I don't know what it is, but I really have. And the last film is my absolute favourite of the year so far. I've only seen this film, in fact I've been to the cinema 3 times this year so far for one film. First time I went is because I really wanted to see it in the cinema, and I was like, I have to see this in the cinema, it looks so good. Second time I took my mum out to go and see it because she said she wanted to see it, but she wanted to wait till it came out on DVD. But I said, you know what, let's go out, let's go and have a go on your night out, let's go see this film. She came out enjoying it. And the third time was because my friend wanted to see it and she had no one else to go with, so I said, you know what, I'll happily go see it a third time. And it's still showing now. In fact, they are doing sing-along versions that are coming out at the end of this month, and that is The Greatest Showman. I have a review for it. I'll put the link for it at the very end of this video for you to watch. But yeah, The Greatest Showman, that is my absolute favourite film to come out of the cinema so far this year. It's the only film I've seen so far. But yeah, The Greatest Showman is definitely one I would recommend to anyone who loves musicals. Hugh Jackman, Zac Efron, Zendaya, anything like that. It's already been nominated for so many awards, and it's already won 1 Golden Globe for the song This Is Me, which is such an empowering song. I will finish that sentence. But yeah, The Greatest Showman's been the absolute best so far. I don't know what the rest of the year is going to bring. I'm hoping to top that or get close to that would be the Avengers Infinity War. I am so excited for that film. Yeah, that's basically all the movies I watched during the month of January. And yeah, so I'm hoping to do these at the end of every month. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But yeah, I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button down below in that little corner there. And I shall see you in my next video. Bye!